I'm happy to be joined this morning by Ian Fraser, the superstar at Run Ottawa. Ian, I'm glad to be with you this morning. I wish we were on a run. How are you doing?
Hey, Matt, it's great to see you. And thanks for that. I'm doing absolutely fantastic. We've had such a good year with our virtual event. We've raised a ton of money for our charity challenge partners, and yeah, things are looking pretty good. And I think everybody's looking forward to better days ahead.
Well, absolutely. The more people are rolling up their sleeves, which looks very positive, the more we can do events like the Ottawa Race Weekend, which would have happened in May and has happened now, but virtually. We'll get to that in a second. We're discussing as part of this video blog really staying physically active. And when I think physically active in the capital, there's things throughout the year, throughout the seasons, but there is a season, which is the start of spring or the start of summer in many ways, which is the race weekend. Share with us, there's a month-long virtual racing that's happening this year. That's kudos to you and the entire team for continuing on the pre-COVID legacy of the Ottawa Race Weekend.
Yeah, it's true. And so, this is our second kick at a virtual Tamarack Ottawa Race Weekend. And we learned a number of things through our first virtual event last year in 2020 that we were kind of forced to move into because of the onset of the pandemic, as everybody knows. But what we found out throughout last summer and leading into, I would say, January of this year is that people's reasoning for going out and taking part in a virtual event was more than just to kind of go out and do a run and log a time. There were a number of touch points. So that idea around great physical and mental well-being was really important. And I think at the time that we launched registration for Race Weekend, we felt that there was a sense of, I guess, tiredness and fatigue with the pandemic. Gee, that's a shocker. And we wanted to provide support, guidance, motivation that would start really in January and carry people through all the way to May. So we did things like provide a platform for free coaching programs. We did a ton of work around, again, our Scotiabank Charity Challenge program to get people motivated to give back to their community. So it was really a sense of support, physical and mental well-being, community, charity, and that sort of galvanized our participants all the way through to this, as you say, this sort of execution window of Race Weekend, which is a month long in May. And because of some things around the pandemic, we've extended that ability to be able to go in and upload your time all the way till the end of June. We're still raising funds into the charity challenge until I think the 21st of June. So it's been a really interesting story over these last few months.
I love that challenge because there's some people that are listening to us today who always run but weren't able to join the session for various reasons. We're challenging them. They can still run virtually until the end of June. What's the best way to see what race, where to go, some of the courses, some of the times? What would you say? What would you share with us?
Absolutely. I mean, hit up runottawa.ca for sure. We have an easy way to access what events are available. We've got a 2K, 5K, 10K, half marathon, marathon, 50K, and we have parallel walking versions of all of those events. So of course we've always allowed people to come to our in-person events and walk, but we wanted to highlight that this year. So we wanted to give them their own category so that if they wanted to upload a result, they could look at this kind of virtual leaderboard as well, just for fun. But we wanted to honor the fact that it's about movement. It's about getting out at the door. It's about maybe walking your dog at night and doing that on a consistent basis. You can aggregate some of that time up into, walking a 50K if you wanted. So we really felt that this was an opportunity to support the community and to give something, I think, truly wonderful to people who were already looking for something to push through these kind of final few dark months.
And hopefully kickstart their summer with physical activity.
Yeah,
I remember the race starting in high school, where I think it was last year of elementary school, where you could get some points, or there was some elements in school if you ran, say, I think at the time it was the 5K through the schools. And then it really built your confidence and your momentum. And, you know, some people walked it, some people just did it, others did it for times. And then as you become more of an adult, it becomes kind of your tradition of running it every year. And it's for me, it sort of sets how bad have I gotten through the winter? Have I done enough cross-country skiing? Have I moved enough through the winter?
Yeah.
To be able to play soccer and run with other folks along through the summer. So everyone's doing it for their own reasons. And I think that's what's so unique about our race here in Ottawa. Usually crowds and crowds of folks downtown will get back there one day, but this year people can still do it for themselves and do it for charity. So if someone wants to support a charity, does it offer as well online at the runottawa.ca website?
It does. I mean, there's a bunch of different ways to get involved in a charity program. You can go to runottawa.ca and navigate your way through to be able to just make a donation to the charity of your choice. I think we're about 54 charities in our basket right now, and we hit $700,000 raised last night, which I really want to highlight because the Scotiabank Charity Challenge program we've run for a number of years, and I think our most successful year raising funds was in 2019. And of course, that was the last year we had an in-person event. Yeah. And we raised just a little bit over $800,000. So if you scale that back, we're about 8,000 participants in the virtual event this year. 8,000 versus 32,000. We're likely by June 21st going to break that $800,000 mark. So, you know, it highlights the importance of how our participants feel about their community, and those that can give know that this is an important time to do that. And we're just blown away by that. And I think, you know, race weekend participants are our family, and whether there's 32,000 of them screaming, running down the streets of Ottawa, they're still here. They're still important to us, and they're important to their community. So I think that's an important part of getting out and moving. Again, it's as simple as a 2K walk if you want, just to get going, or, you know, chew off something a little more challenging. But I think there's something here for everybody, and I think it's good.
It's good for, yeah, it's good all around. I really want to thank you for your time today. We're part of the National Health and Fitness Day. Why not on June 5th, go online, register through runottawa.ca and do the race of your choice.
Fantastic. Mathieu, thanks for having me this morning.
Pleasure.